Good morning. Good morning, Brock. So we've got our 9R in the shop today. We're going to have to do a little cleaning and a little maintenance and service work. Today's Wednesday. We got 3 days. Can we do this in 3 days? Are you coming any more other days? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I got today and tomorrow.
Oh, today and tomorrow. Okay, good. We're in good shape then. So I think the first thing we're going to do is just go around, take off. We've got just a couple of shields. This one, there's a cover plate down under here we can do. And then we can go through and start picking off some dirt like that. And we're just going to put it on the floor. We'll clean it up later. There's a bunch of stuff up in here that is much easier just to get it off dry than to get it wet and then try and take it off. So
Don't dirty your hands too much.
I know. I'm about done. Dad's rock collection here can be offloaded. Those are the ones that get stuck in the rolling baskets on the ripper that he has to get out and pick out. So that's what he does with them. So we can get that off of there. Like I said, so pick everything as much as we can dry. We'll back her outside here after lunch and get everything warmed up so we can change engine oil, get the book out, see what else we need to do. We're at like 3,700 hours, so it should not be hydraulic oil interval. Those are usually on the 1,500 changes, so should have already done the second one at 3,000. And we'll get the air filters and fuel filters and see what else we need to do. But it's our project.
You know what we should do?
What should we do, Brock?
Get those packets so we can keep mice out of the cabs.
Yeah, I don't know. Brock's scraping some stuff off. I was just cleaning out the cab, getting some of the trash and stuff out here a little bit, and I noticed back there we have some evidence of mice in the cab, and that is a major problem. Not good. I'm going to assume that happened at the John Deere dealer and not here. I have no idea. It could very well have happened out here. But anyway, I decided we're going to pull the floor liner out because of that, so we can see what we got underneath, clean up that kind of stuff, just inspect things a little bit better. That looks fine under here. A little dirty. And we do have some droppings up there. Yeah, we've definitely had some in here. Clean it up. Clean it up, clean it up. Get every source of food potential out. There are an awful lot of electrical wires and stuff underneath the floor of the cab, the back of the cab, front of the cab, the side of the cab, all over that we don't want getting chewed on. So start cleaning stuff up here. Well, I went to lunch, and when I came back, Brock was washing, which is good. It needs washed, right? But I was going to do the service work first. Now the floor's all wet, and nobody wants to crawl around under that tractor, get into the oil drain and oil pails and everything with the floor all wet. So I guess we're going to wash today, and we'll worry about doing the service work tomorrow. So yeah, we're gonna let Brock wash with the hose here for a while. It's cold outside, so nobody wants to power wash outside. It's only 30 degrees for a high today, or just over that. And tomorrow's not gonna be any better. So this one's gonna get totally cleaned up inside. At least he moved the dried material out of the way before starting to wash. That's good. You can do a lot with a hose. You can do a lot. Dad's been cutting some logs up here for the last week or so. I asked him if I could film one, and he's got a little one on. It'll go quick, so follow along here. Making the first cut, squaring it up on the top, basically getting yourself a flat side. I told him I didn't want to film a big one because they take forever. He did one last week that took 2 hours to make this first cut because it was so big. He had to keep notching around and stuff just to be able to get it saw through. This will be much faster. Grab it, Rylan. What kind of log is this one? What kind of log? Red oak. I'll show you the pile, what he's cut here. Go back outside, but this is some of it. Yep. So now he's gonna move it over, gonna rotate it, gonna change his stops. Smaller ones in. Pick it up. Give him that board. Nope. So now you got it rotated 90 degrees, so we've got a flat spot. Don't push on that log. Flat spot against the stops on that side. Get it braced into place. Get some locks there. And then cut the other side. And have a square corners anyway. Keep rotating it. So now he's got the square part. We rolled it again. He's got to put his shorter stops back in, but you got a square edge for him to push against, so don't need the tall stands. Don't want to run into those with your blade. And now we've got the last side there, so I have all four sides trimmed up. Left with a cans, all the cans. I don't know what kind of boards he's sawing out of here. Looks like we got some 2x6s, something like that we're cutting up. I would assume he'll do the same. Sometimes he has a plan for the lumber, sometimes he's just cutting it up to cut it up. I don't know about these. Ryland's over here with his hatchet. What's up? You're dangerous. Jeez. Here's the artistry part of it. Figure out what you got and what you can get out of it. What you gonna cut? Roll it? What are you gonna get out of it? 2x6s? 2x7. 2x7? Inch and 5/8, he said he's cutting them thickness. He wants inch and 3/8 or something for barn flooring after he gets done planing them and everything. Uh-oh.
Why does that do that?
I don't know. Why is that doing that? He said he's been having some trouble. Well, it fired right back up. I don't know. He said he's been having some trouble with the motor dying every now and then. Pretty nice boards. Or they will be pretty nice boards anyway. It's got a scale on there, so you set it when you make your first cut, and then you can just use the gauge to get the rest of them same or where you want it. Bummer. Last cut here, he had to take his clamp off that holds it in place because it was going to be too low or too high. Just stands on it. Nice. That's how you cut up a log. Well, anyway, that's the log cutting process. Dad cuts lots of logs up. He's got 4 more here ready to go. Alan's chipping the bark off for him. Good job, bud. Puts the cutoffs in the trailer here and then hauls them to the neighbors either across the road or down the road to burn in their outdoor wood burners or whatever they do with stuff. Got another little pile of logs over there to get cut up yet, but this is the pile of lumber from the last week. He's cut all of this stuff since the middle of last week, I guess. 4 big piles here, plus the stuff inside, and then he's got a big log here. That's a big one. Cottonwood, maybe? He said he had some cottonwoods. I know it is, but it's okay. And he had some walnut he was going to cut. Anyway, yeah, nice boards. Brock got tired of washing, apparently. Came in and said, can I take it outside and let it run? So sure you can, but the floor's all wet now. So he did. We're going to do the service work, I guess. Brock's going to do it. He's going to crawl under there and get all wet, not me. That's fine, he says. This engine sets up really high. A big old oil pan under there with a little turn valve on it. And it's threaded, so you can put a hose in there and get it right down in your bucket. So I guess you don't have to crawl under there too much.
No, it's not too
It'll be nice. So, and if your bucket overflows, you can just turn the valve off.
Flows like water.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's convenient. It's better than taking a drain plug out and it going everywhere. So I don't know if that matters, but I always like to crack that. It lets air into the engine so the oil comes out faster. So anyway, I did look through the book and the hours. We do not need to change hydraulic oil. That was done, I believe, 2 years ago and like 700 hours. So that's not necessary. 31 to 81 hours, hydraulic oil and filters. And that's a 1,500 hour interval. So we're at what are we at? 3727. So yeah, not even 700 hours, not even 600 hours, something like that. But so that's not going to get done. So it's just the normal stuff: the engine oil, fuel filters, engine oil filter, air filters. Yeah. I went up and got the filters. I think we're short a couple. I think I stole some from this tractor's pile to use on the combine, and I haven't replaced them yet. So I'm gonna go look again, but we might have to get some stuff. Tomorrow's Thursday. Parts truck runs tomorrow, so we should be able to get them delivered to us pretty easily. If not, I mean, I can go get them. It's not the end of the world. We've got cab air, secondary engine air, primary engine air, recirculating air. So we've got all the air filters. With the primary fuel filter, what we are missing is the engine oil filter and the secondary fuel filters. And I do remember grabbing them for the combine, thinking I will get them before we do the 9R, but I didn't do it. So that makes sense because we changed the oil in the combine in June when we normally don't, so I wouldn't have had an extra one sitting on the shelf. And I don't know why I'm missing a fuel filter. But I was missing a fuel filter for the combine, but it's the same as what's on the tractor, so I took it from the tractor pile. Should be right here. This spot is relatively empty. These are the hydraulic oil filters for that tractor. Like I said, we're not changing those now. So when we had this up to Greenmark over the last month here, they did some work to some stuff here. What did we do? Oh yeah, we did a new oil cooler. That's, which one of those is this? Is that? Not that one, doesn't look new. This one doesn't really look new either. Is it behind there? That's the radiator. EGR cooler. Oh, I think it's, yeah, maybe this one. Sort of dirty. I don't know. They were supposed to replace an EGR cooler. Well, maybe that's this. Maybe that's the EGR cooler. That did look pretty new, but I didn't think that was it. Yeah, that must be what they replaced. And our exhaust manifold had a broken bolt up there. And so when they took that off, they found that the surfaces on the exhaust manifold were really pitted, the sealing surface there where the gasket goes. And so we had them replace that. So those two pieces of exhaust manifold are brand new. They're rusty now because Brock got water on them. No, that's, yeah. So we could have, they offered to try and take the old one to a machine shop and have them try and reface them and stuff. But I thought, I mean, that whole thing was $1,000, and I don't know how much a machine shop would charge to do it, but I can't imagine there's a ton of savings there. It just wasn't worth it in my mind. So we put a new one on. The EGR cooler was under warranty, so that got done for free this time. We'll see if it does next time. If there is a next time. Hopefully there's not a next time. Anyway, that was the major work that was done to it up there. Which, yeah, so that's all. It's all done. Good. So we need to change the oil, which Brock, I mean, made it nice and easy with a hose so he couldn't spill any, and he proceeded to spill more than we do changing it with the buckets in the 8RX. Come on, it's no fun if you don't fire back, Brock. Anyway, what else was I going to say? So we're waiting on an oil filter. That's going to come tomorrow, and we are waiting on a fuel filter. For some reason, I have one of them and not the other one. I don't have this one. I do have this one, but we'll wait and change those both tomorrow as well. We do have the air filters, though, so Brock's going to work on changing those. My new propane hose came for my boom lift today, so I think I'm going to go down and try and get this installed. This is so I can run it off of LP instead of gasoline, which for working inside there would be a good thing. The old one, there's a hose on there, and I put a tank on, and it was leaking, so I got a new one. I think this will work. We just got to get it installed. Got a new little gas Teflon tape and some wrenches. It is the first week of the year, and there's lots of paperwork stuff that has to be done in the winter, especially around the first of the year. Not just for farm stuff, but also for my seed business and all the other stuff that I have going on. So I've been sitting over there updating QuickBooks and trying to get stuff ready for my accountants to send 1099s and W-2s and all of this stuff. Just not fun. It's not good YouTube video. It's not going to make YouTube video, but it is something that I am working on. So here's the lift. I should probably just turn it. It would be easier to get to. But basically, I need to replace this hose from there to the tank. So we'll start with making sure the tank is off and the hose is disconnected. It is. No? Yeah, it is. Okay. Got the old hose off. Looks like the new one's going to be long enough. Sweet. I even managed to find one with the right ends on it. Was a bit of a struggle, but this one here that connects to what I'm thinking and assuming is a little regulator here. That's a JIC fitting, so no sealant, tape, anything needed there. The other end, however, are straight pipe threads and do need some Teflon, gas-rated Teflon. That was easy to do. We got it on and hooked up. Let's open up our tank here. Better than we were. I don't hear any leaks. I should probably get some soapy water and spray the fittings, but so far we're in good shape. Now, let's see if it runs on LP. Flip that over. I'm going to go down to the ground controls. Might take it a second to start. Bleed the air out of the line. Tried. Come on. Come on. We'll give her a second. Oh. He wants to run. Trying. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Huh. Well, it runs just fine on gasoline. What happens if I just do this? It does. Alright, well, we're not getting fuel somehow. Wonder if I got to take that connection apart and yeah. As usually happens when something's not working like I expect it to, and I film and it doesn't, I quit filming and then I figure it out. So I let it run on gasoline for a while to get warm. Let the coolant lines get warm, because the coolant comes off of the engine here, and then there's a line that splits apart. Let me turn my light on. This line here, and it goes to the vaporizer, I'm going to call it, for the LP, and that's, I think, got to be warm in order to get the liquid LP vaporized for it to burn. And so after I let it run for a couple of minutes, I shut it down, flipped it to LP, and it fired right up on LP. So cool, we can run it like that. It's going to burn a little cleaner, not emissions free, but cleaner than running on gasoline for working inside here. So well, Brock went home, got done with the stuff that he was working on out here, so he'll be back tomorrow. We'll finish up the service work and the cleaning on this tractor, or at least most of the cleaning, and see what else we can find to do. Boys go back to school tomorrow. I do have to pick them up from school, but they go back to school tomorrow, finally. So thanks for watching today. For a second there, I didn't think I was going to have anything to film today. I don't think it turned out too bad, but we'll see when I get home to edit. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow.